Hey, welcome to my video about how to make a good paper for classes for Doug Baty. Could be ethics, New Testament survey. It may be introduction to logic, maybe comparative world religion. But any of these, I'm looking for the same thing. These are content classes, and this is what a good paper looks like. Okay, now it's going to have your name on it. Up here at the top, this is going to be your name, not Francis Schmidt, and your last name will be here. We're going to show you what a bad paper looks like and show you how to correct it. So this is what a bad paper will look like. It might have something underlined or bold. It'll have a bad page number thing up there. Have different ways of doing things. You'll notice the spaces between paragraphs. There's no indents here. There is there. It's differently spaced in all these places. So we need to fix this. Let me show you how. So first of all, in your Word document, the insert tool, we're going to work on the page number here. First, hit that insert button and this will show up. I had to make a real copy of this because I couldn't get my clip to take a picture of this. But at any rate, when you're in Word, your page number will show up and it's 1, 2, and the third one down because you want it in the upper right-hand corner like it's showing right there. So that's where we're going to put your page number. It has no fancy script, no lines, nothing. It's just going to be a number, and then you're going to type your last name right in front of that number. And when you do, it's going to look like this. Now, we still have a bad paper here, don't we? Have all this other gobbledygook. We don't have the line across the top, though. We have just the last name and page number, and that's where it should be. It's actually going to be in your header. This is the body of your work here. The header, if anything's in the header, either at the top or at the bottom, it will show up on every page, and that's what we want. That's why you need to use the page insert tool to do this so that it will show up on every page. So if you have a 10-page paper, it'll show up number 10 here. If you have a 1-page paper, your name will just be the number 1, and that's it. But it needs to be on every paper, whether you have 1 page or more. Doesn't matter how many pages you have, you need a page number, okay? Got that? So now we're going to look at how to correct these things. First thing you need to do is this. You have got to highlight everything. Highlight your whole paper from the very top to the very bottom. You need to highlight it. Now, if you're just starting out, you can use a clean sheet and type a few lines and just highlight that, and then you're good to go too. This is the deal. You have to highlight everything. That's why it's in gray here. When you do, on the top of your page, you're going to see this. And we're going to click on this paragraph tab right there. And this is what will show up. You'll have a box, and this box will have these things in it. It might have some weird numbers here, and it may have all sorts of different numbers here, or none, or auto. You want 0, the exact number here. You don't want anything else in here. It's got to be 0. And then over here, it needs to be double. You can see it's not here. So when you correct all of these items at 0 and the line spacing, and up here for anything special, we're going to put it at none for now. And then you're going to click OK. And that's what it should be looking like when you click OK. And here you go. Now we have lines properly spaced, and some sort of magic happened to take out the underlines, bolds. There should be no bold-faced names, numbers, or anything on your paper ever. Okay, so never have anything underlined, nothing ever. And everything should be the same color font all the time, always, even in your works cited page. Nothing should be blue, everything will be black. Nothing will be underlined, it'll all be the same color, black and no underline. And it'll all have the same font. We're looking for a sans serif font, which actually this is not. That's kind of funny. I had one earlier, so this is a serif font, and that means there's a little platform under the L's under this will. You can see the little lines that go back and forth. Well, we want to take all of those out. So your sans serif will be like this. There's no stand for letters to sit on the, especially like the F and the P and the different ones in there. This needs to be the kind of font. It's like an Arial or other fonts, and it needs to be in font 12. Okay, so here's what your paper will look like after correcting the sans serif. This one is still not. I can't believe I did that, but we're going on. So that's how to correct that particular part. We've covered the page number and then how to correct proper spacing and to make sure everything has the correct spacing. And you probably will know how to correct your fonts by highlighting everything and changing the font to Arial or something of that nature. It doesn't have the platform on it like what you see here. This is Arial, and it's probably this is probably font 28 for PowerPoint. But anyway, now we're going to look quickly at content, and what I want to do is just point out, hey, you need to pay attention to the assignment, read it. Don't assume, please. Look at the assignment and make sure you know what you're doing before you go forward. Not all assignments are the same. And then you're going to highlight the important points because I'm looking for summaries. This is what I'm talking about in this particular thing, even though it is not written in front of you. I'm looking for a summary. And when you're doing a paper, in fact, I want your important points. I don't need all your fluff. I don't want fluff. I'll count off for it. Highlight your important points of the article, the video, or this chapter for the summary. And what I do not want in your summary is what you think. I don't care about what you learned or what you care about or what you like. We are looking in an academic setting now. We are going past what you think and seeing what you can recognize. Okay, I want to see that you are picking up on the important points, that you know what this article or this passage is talking about or what the video said. I'm going to look for that. I want objectivity. I need no analysis. I don't want you to tell me how bad the video is or how stupid the author of this thing is or whatever. Your opinion doesn't count in academics. How about that? It just doesn't. In academic writing, you need to make a good point, and in summaries, I only want what is on the original source, what you've read or heard, looked at, translated in your head, paraphrased out of your fingers and into your own words on the sheet that you turn into me. Okay, so, and then after you do that, you can re-look at it, make sure that it's comprehensive. I want about 1/5 of, maybe 1/4 of whatever you looked at. If it is 5 pages, you need to have at least 1 page of information back to me. For about every 10 minutes of a video, you need about a page of material to do a proper comprehensive. That is completing all and making sure their coverage, and I'm looking for specific information that you heard or read, and I want to know what they said, and that way I know that you're picking up on these important pieces of information so that I know you're hopefully learning about what we are going over in our class. Okay, and on the last part, this is how I'm grading your material, especially summaries, but pretty much everything falls in the same category. If you don't follow the proper MLA 8 guidelines, having the proper spacing, having the page number up top, having a indenting at every paragraph, And when you come to Works Cited page, your URLs, or at the end of an article when I ask for it, your URLs should start with www, not with anything else, no HTTPS, / or anything like that. I just want the www dot. That's what I need. That's what I'm looking for. If it's anything different, I'll take 20% off if not done correctly. So pay attention. And I've had some questions about that. It's in your syllabus. You've already taken a quiz about it. And now we're just highlighting these things once again. Complete coverage of the material. I'm looking at comprehensive, making sure you're going over it well and completely. That's about 60% of your grade. With the MLA 8, about 20%. So we still have a little lacking, right, to get to 100. And so I want some good, healthy writing. Some good writing from you. It needs to be strong. It needs to be important. I'm not looking for fluff. It needs to be complete sentences, done properly, good spelling, with paragraphs when you're changing thoughts. I don't want ever a whole page and never an indent. I can tell you what, we're going over, I've done this long enough. I know you're never going to have a complete page of one paragraph. We're moving pretty quickly. We're kind of going over things rapidly, and so I know paragraphs will come shorter than longer. So that's pretty much what we're looking for in my class for a summary and for most of all of your writing material. And this is how I am grading: 20% for MLA 8, complete coverage, and then good writing. Obviously, you need to turn into red zone, not taking emails. It needs to be, this is all in the syllabus too, by the way. It needs to be in a Word doc, not in a Google Doc. So let's go forward and have a good semester. Thank you very much, and this should help.